Hello, everyone. I put this presentation together in order to summarize the current state of the COVID-19 pandemic specific to the North Shore of Lake Pontchartrain, Louisiana, on January 3rd of 2021, in the hopes that the information may be useful to school administrators here in St. Tammany Parish and to parents who are trying to understand what is best for their children. This is information from the State Superintendent of Education as updated on September 16th, 2020 in their guidelines. And there's a lot of information that can be found on the website, but I've just pulled a little bit of information specific to this presentation. The resources were developed through collaboration with experts on the virus, public health officials, and experts on what this guidance looks like when put into practice, school leaders and educators. Health guidelines are outlined by the Louisiana Department of Health to ensure student safety. And in the guidelines, it states, our top focus is the health and safety of students and employees as we support systems in their efforts to reopen and operate schools. The State of Louisiana Department of Education guidelines state that Louisiana's plan for statewide reopening of schools outlines phases that are initiated once certain public health criteria are met. Throughout the state's phases, phase 1, 2, and 3, restrictions will be gradually relaxed as the public health situation improves, allowing greater flexibility, including the potential of resuming school building-based instruction. It also states, should the public health situation decline, restrictions may also be gradually tightened. School systems should be prepared for either situation to occur during the course of the year. So here is a quick timeline as to some events of importance that have occurred in the last 6 weeks here in Louisiana. On the 24th of November, Governor Edwards states that Louisiana will step back from phase 3 to phase 2 as COVID cases and hospitalizations rise. On the 20th of December, St. Tammany Parish reported the highest absolute number of student and instructor COVID cases statewide. For all of Louisiana, a total of 18.6% of new cases for students and faculty occurred here in St. Tammany Parish for the week ending December 20th, 2020. This number of new reported cases in St. Tammany Parish has risen from 38 to 337 between November 8th to December 20th. On the 22nd of December, Governor Edwards extended the modified phase 2 order to slow the spread of COVID during Louisiana's surge. The modified phase 2 order, including Louisiana's statewide mask mandate, is now extended to January 13th, 2021. As he states in his press conference, just this week we reported the highest number of deaths since July. Aggressive mitigation is recommended by Louisiana's public health experts and the White House Coronavirus Task Force, and it is absolutely critical that all of our people take every action they can to slow the spread of COVID. He also states, we finally have the hope of better therapeutics and a vaccine, which means the end of the pandemic is in our sights. Now is not the time to let down our guard. On the 3rd of January, the state reported the highest number of COVID hospitalizations since April. In the January 3rd update, the state reported its largest number of COVID-positive patients in the hospital, 1,833, highest since the peak in April. However, it should be noted that the number of hospitalizations on the North Shore has now exceeded even that April peak, and we will see that in some of the slides going forward. So, this is a slide showing the Louisiana and St. Tammany Parish student and faculty school cases reported. An increasing number of statewide cases has been seen in the schools, statewide, but a higher proportion of these cases are in St. Tammany Parish relative to the rest of the state, since Thanksgiving especially. So if we look at the chart on the lower left, as of October 18th, statewide, there was less than 2,000 cases confirmed in all of Louisiana schools. This includes faculty, staff, volunteers, as well as students. By December 20th, more than 12,500 cases had been confirmed in all of Louisiana schools. if we look just at St. Tammany Parish, the percentage of those statewide cases that have occurred in St. Tammany Parish have risen from 6% of all cases in November 22nd to 8.6% of all cases by December 20th. And that's 1,100 total cases have been reported in St. Tammany Parish by December 20th. So we know that the pandemic has increased here in this third stage, and what we see is that the number of reported cases in all of Louisiana is at its highest point here in November and December of 2020, and in the North Shore the same is true, except it is even more apparent that the higher number of cases are happening now compared to at any other time during the pandemic. So let's talk for a second just about positivity rate on the North Shore. Positivity rate on the North Shore has increased from less than 4% in October to greater than 14% by the latest count here on December 23rd that we have data for. So remembering that positivity rate essentially means the number of positive cases compared to the percentage of positive cases compared to the number of tests taken. And the importance of that is that a higher percentage positivity suggests higher transmission and that there are likely more people with coronavirus in the community who haven't yet been tested. In other words, the higher the positivity rate, the more cases probably are going undetected within our communities. And that's sourced by Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. So if we look at the community risk by parish, what we'll notice is that all parishes on the North Shore, practically every parish in Louisiana at this point, as of January 3rd, are in the highest risk category. Highest risk is defined, as per the Louisiana Department of Health, as a cumulative 7-day incident rate of greater than 100 per 100,000, as well as a cumulative positivity rate of greater than 10%. The interpretation of this is that widespread, uncontrolled transmission with many undetected cases are highly likely in areas at a highest risk category. Again, this is per the Louisiana Department of Health. If we look at the hospitalizations here on the North Shore of Louisiana, the North Shore of Lake Pontchartrain in Louisiana, we see that the number of COVID-related hospitalizations on the North Shore is currently, as of January 3rd, at an all-time high, with the number continuing to increase since late October. That number has gone from approximately 40 hospitalizations at the end of late October to currently 238 hospitalizations on the North Shore as of January 1st. That is an increase of 600% in the last 2.5 months. And obviously the trend appears to be increasing as we are going forward. In summary, Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards has moved Louisiana back to a modified Phase 2 as of November 22nd, 2020, which has since been extended through January 13th of 2021. Data indicates that Lake Pontchartrain's North Shore is seeing an uncontrolled community spread currently. Hospitalizations attributed to COVID-19 on the North Shore have increased by 600% in less than 2 months and are currently at levels not seen during the current pandemic, surpassing both the April peaks and the summer surge. Louisiana State Superintendent of Education has indicated that school districts should be willing to modify their approaches to education, depending on the current level of risk to the students, teachers, and the communities in which they reside. He has also indicated that the top focus of the Louisiana Education Department is the health and safety of students and employees, as we support systems in their efforts to reopen and operate schools. Given the current COVID situation in Louisiana, and specifically the situation here on the North Shore, it seems reasonable that an adjustment to the current educational approach by the St. Tammany School Board should be considered. I hope you found the information useful, and I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you very much.